I don't often share mine out loud, but my best thing this week was today when it took 2 SUVs and a Honda Accord filled to the absolute gills to deliver everything to Trenton. And that was not the stuff that was going to Asbury, and not the stuff that was going to Open Door, and not the stuff that was going to the Midnight Run. Just all the things going over to Trenton. We couldn't have fit a toothbrush or a sandwich into one of those cars. The right passenger seat, the right passenger well, underneath every seat, every inch of each of the 3 cars was filled with things that we were bringing. And we met Reverend Smalls there, and I said to her, will you really be able to make use of this number of coats? And she looked at me and she said, in Trenton? Yes. So tomorrow they have an event at the church, which is their parents' shopping event. And all the parents in the community get to come and choose toys for their children for Christmas, and get to choose coats for their children. And then, by the way, if you need a coat, we have adult coats too. So that's all happening tomorrow. So everything needed to get there today so that the parents can do their shopping and get everything ready for Christmas. So that was my best thing this week, because it was really, really good. So thank you to everyone. So please take a minute, think for yourselves about this past week. What was good? If it was a wonderful week, terrific. If you have money in the stock market, it wasn't. But there's a time for kvetching and all of that, and this is a time for savoring the good. So if it was a difficult week, then try to find a moment that was a little bit easier, a little bit gentler. But whatever it is, think of the highlights, the best part of your week. Does this fall over when I do that? No. Okay.
We start with Hine Matov on the screens. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 How good it is!
How good it is!
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is!
How good it is!
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem. Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is!
How good it is!
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is!
How good it is!
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. We turn in our Sidurim and our prayer books to page 130, Psalm 95. Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. Let us come into God's presence with praise. Let us raise a shout for God in song. 130. Lecho niranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu. Lecho niranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu. Nekadma fanav b'toda, b'zmirot nariya lo. Ki el gadol Adonai, u'melech gadol. Akol Elohim, lechu niranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu. Lechu niranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu. Nekadma fanav b'toda, b'zmirot nariya lo. Ki el gadol Adonai, u'melech gadol, akol Elohim. Lechu niranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu. Lechu niranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu. Page 138, 139. L'chadodi. We'll join together in verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachui b'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el ha'mi'achad. Adonai echad, Shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet, ve'litchila. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki mekot averacha merosh mikedem. Me'esucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ma'orech, kumi ori, uri, uri. Shir dabeiri kevod Adonai, alayich nigla. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 9. Boi v'shalom, ha'teret bala, gam b'simcha, u'tzala tochem unei am segala. Boi chala, boi chala. L'chadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
Page 121 and 120.
As these Shagvat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech טוב, וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
$125. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished? Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide. 144.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
אמן.
ועמד יברח רטיב ימליך מלכותי, וחייך עד יום אחד, ובחייך בית ישראל, בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם עולם מעלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, יתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה בריחו, לעילמים כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, 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 yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed.
148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv arabim.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha havta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו, ויארך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, נגע יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר נוחים מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
On the facing page. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אליו, נורא תהילות אוסף אליו, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע לפני משה ומרים, זה לי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי די די, יאי די די די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די די די, יאי די, יאי די
can come in and sit down now. You've been punished enough.
Sorry. Hashkivenu is on the screens. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, L'shalom v'hamidenu, Shomreinu l'chaim, Ufros aleinu, Sukkot shlomecha, V'taknenu b'tzah tova, milfanecha, V'hoshienu, V'hoshienu, Leman shemecha. Grant us peace as we lay down and close our eyes. You will shelter me and my family 'neath the shadow of your wings. Keep us safe and raise us up to life renewed. And through every storm you will keep us warm, filled with love and light. Watching over us, you will carry us safely through the night.
162.
Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei, mekadeshei shevi Shabbat. Kulam yisbehu v'yitanglu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidashta Shabbat. Chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher lemase bereishit Shabbat. Zecher lemase bereishit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat.
We continue with the Amidah starting on 164. Please rise if you're able.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agid, tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agid, tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, let my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, let my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh HaKol, V'zocher Chesdei Avot v'Imachot, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim B'chesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Tzomech Noflim V'rofech Olim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayem Emunato L'shenei Afar, Mi chamocha b'gevurot, U'mi Edom Elach, Melech Memit U'mechayeh, U'matmiach Yeshua, V'leman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol.
You are holy. Your name is holy. And those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. (173). May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Me'amecha Yisrael U'tefilatam Me'ahavat Tikabel. Humbled in prayer we seek to reach you, hoping to be heard, hearts open wide, longing to be true. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts so we may hear the still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer and feel your presence everywhere. And may we answer when you call. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amecha Yisrael U'tefilatam Be'ahavat Tikabel. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts so we may hear the still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer and feel your presence everywhere. And
177. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lahodot.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata Melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata Melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה v'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We continue now with any of the silent prayers in the book or the prayer that each of us has in our own hearts.
Yehul ratzon imrefi v'egyon libi. Yehul ratzon imrefi v'egyon libi lefanecha. Yehul ratzon imrefi v'egyon libi. Yehul ratzon imrefi v'egyon libi lefanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'goali. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'goali. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words
May the words
of my
of my
mouth
mouth Please turn to page 372. This week I thought we would read a little Haftarah. Before we do a word of introduction, we have in this week's portion a lot of endings, a lot of turning over new generations, a lot of ending stories and beginning new stories. We come to the end of the book of Genesis. And in this portion, Joseph is reunited with his father Jacob. They are living safely in Egypt. There are children around them. Jacob has his children and his grandchildren. He blesses his grandchildren, Ephraim and Manasseh. And he dies. And then we have Joseph dying as well. And near the end of the parashah, we have Jacob giving his blessing, not always a blessing, to each of his children. And so the rabbis for the Haftarah picked up the end of the life of King David. And in this portion, King David is speaking to his son Solomon on his deathbed. And I'd like you to think about the legacies that they are leaving behind them. Jacob, Joseph, and David. And that's what we're reading. So we'll begin with the brachot on page 372. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratza b'divreihem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe abdo u'Yisrael amo u'b'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. When the time came near for David to die, he gave this instruction to his son Solomon. I am going the way of all the earth. You must now be strong. Show yourself a man and keep faith with the eternal your God, walking in God's ways, carrying out the laws, commandments, rules of justice, and directions of God, as written in the Torah of Moses, so that you may succeed in all that you do and whatever you turn to. In that way, the Eternal will see to it that the promise about me comes true. And as God said, if your children are careful how they live and walk before me faithfully with all their heart and soul, one of your descendants will always rule Israel. Moreover, you know what Joab, son of Zeruiah, did to me, what he did to the two commanders of Israel's army, Abner, son of Ner, and Amasa, son of Yeter, killing them, shedding war blood in peacetime, and spilling war blood upon the girdle hitched over his loins, and upon the sandals on his feet. Do what you know is wise, and do not allow his gray head to descend in peace to the grave. But be kind to the family of Barzillai of Gilad, and let them be among those who eat at your table, because they showed me friendship when I had to flee from your brother Absalom. There's also Shimei, son of Gera the Benjaminite, from Bahurim. He cursed me with a terrible curse the time I went to Machanaim. Then he came to meet me at the river Jordan, and I swore to him by God that I would not put him to the sword. But you must not treat him as though he were innocent. You are wise and know what to do with him. Send his bloody gray head down to the grave. Then David slept with his ancestors and was buried in the city of David. David ruled Israel for 40 years. He ruled 7 years in Hebron and 33 years in Jerusalem. Now Solomon sat on the throne of his father David, and his rule was secure and strong.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol ha'olamim, tzadik bechol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, ha'mdaber u'mekayim, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al ha'nvi'im, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת, על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך. יתברך שמך בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. Amen.
So we look at these three characters, these three pivotal characters in Bible, in our tradition, Jacob and Joseph and David. We look at what they leave behind them. Jacob, the usurper, the one who took what wasn't his, who went in and made a name and became Yisrael. He says what's called a blessing for each of the 12 tribes. Some of which are not very complimentary at all. Some of them are really not. Basically saying to his children, you're lousy and you're going to keep being lousy. Nice way to be remembered. Which leads me to ask, how did he want to be remembered? Because it seems to me that he, with all he accomplished, wanted to be remembered as a troublemaker. He wanted to be remembered as someone who doesn't just accept the way things are. Yaakov, the word itself, means the one who grabs someone else by the heel, to trip them, to take their place. And so to his very end, he wanted to be remembered as the one who was never satisfied with the status quo. Joseph, when he's going to die, makes one request of those who come after him. He says, I know that one day you will leave Egypt. One day you will head back to our land. Please, when you do, don't forget my bones. Bring me back to be buried there. And by the way, in the middle of Exodus, when the Israelites leave Egypt, 400 years later, Torah says they took with them the bones of Joseph. They brought him back. And so if everything, Joseph, the one who was sold into slavery, the one who was sold away from his family, sold away from his home, who never saw his home again, wanted to be remembered as someone who still was connected to the land. Someone for whom his childhood home was still precious to him. So precious that even though he would never see it, he wanted to know that he would be there forever. David combines saying, be sure everybody follows the commandments. This is the Torah that Moses gave to us. And while you're at it, go get those SOBs. Don't let them live peacefully. David was the warrior. David was always the warrior. In David's time, the kingdom of Israel expanded to its largest extent ever in history, not just past, but future as well. The Jews never ruled an area as large as they did under King David. He was a warrior. And to the very end, he says, follow the commandments and go get my enemies. And this is how he chooses to be remembered, his last words before he's gathered into his ancestors. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and last night I learned something new from Shira. And it's kind of neat that after all these years I'm still learning from her. And it actually came from when she came home last night after spending time with the Cannells and the Koldaks at Shiva. I asked how it went and everything, and she told me that at the beginning of the service, she asked everyone to think of one word that they wanted to use to describe the beloved woman who had died. One word. And right before Kaddish at the end, she asked everyone to share that word. And it got me thinking about our legacy. And this is something I was thinking about long ago because I planned on talking about this from a long time ago. But what an extraordinary way to put it together. What do we each want our legacy to be? If people are to remember us by one word, what would that word be? And I ask you to think about it right now. Not 16 words, not, oh, I need 3 words. If you got to pick one word, and that at some point in the future, people would be sitting at a shiva for you, because we will all die, and someone said to them, what word would you use to describe this person? What word would you want it to be? So please take a couple of minutes now and see if you can find the word you would hope you would want to be remembered by. So I won't make everyone answer, but I'd be very grateful if some of you would be willing to share what your word is. I'd like to know. Yes?
A mensch.
Mensch. We'll leave out the just mensch. You get one word. No articles, just mensch. I like that. Who else? Yeah. Caring. Cared. She cared. So to one word, caring, right? Good. Yes. Justice. Devoted. You want it?
I had a word and now it's totally lost my mouth. See if I can recall it. Compassionate.
Yes. Excuse me? Sure, Jews come up with, okay, there's a thing around it, we're going to hyphenate the word truth seeker. I like that. It's good. No, that's good. We'll let that one slide. So,
Is it Rodeph and Matt?
I had longer to think about it, obviously. The word I came up with was passionate. And so now comes the hard part. What do you have to do to make sure that's the way people remember you? Because my rabbi taught me that rabbis don't write eulogies. Rabbis just at times deliver eulogies. People write eulogies their whole lifetime. He was very wise with that. He said, rabbis sometimes have the honor of saying the story that the person wrote, but we do not ever write the story. So I think, and this is what I had thought about months ago when I looked at this portion and knew I wanted to talk about it, when we say how we'd like to be remembered, it's not enough to say that. We have to live that. We have to do it so that when people who didn't hear this from us think about us, that's the word that comes to mind. So I would suggest that this Shabbat, that we each take a little time, because Shabbat is not a time to work, it's a time to rest. It's a time to think, time to go inside your heart. And think about what we need to do to make sure that our legacy is what we want it to be. What do we need to do? What do we need to say? How do we need to act so that those who remember us will remember us well and will remember what we think is most important about us? It's never too late to start, and it's never too early. Shabbat Shalom. Page 371. before we join in our prayer for healing, if you are praying for someone for the healing of their body, the healing of their soul, the healing of their spirit, please, as I look at you, say their names aloud.
Mi sheberach avotenu, mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu, mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Page 586 in the middle of the page. Please rise if you're able.
Alheinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. 588. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו, אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבת אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד.
590. Let all who dwell on earth acknowledge that unto you every knee must bend, and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you, Adonai our God, let them pay homage. Let them give glory to your honored name. Let all accept the yoke of your reign, that you may rule over us soon and forever. For sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity you will reign in glory, as it is written in your Torah, Adonai will reign forever and ever.
ונאמר והיה אדוני
למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. A reminder that next Friday's service is at 6:30. It's holiday time, so we're making it a little bit earlier. You have all kinds of things going on once we start the new year. They're on the announcement sheets that you've received. Please check them out. We did have something a really funny coincidence last night in our adult education class. We're studying Mishnah, and we're studying Sanhedrin, the rules for judges in courts, and there's a section on who is an acceptable witness. And you're not an acceptable witness if you're a gambler, because it was felt that you could be bought. And we talked about that. And we then took our break, and right after the break, I always do announcements of upcoming things. And the first thing I said was, casino night is coming up in February. By the way, you are actually allowed to be a witness unless you're a professional gambler. If you make your living off, if on the 1040 you write gambler, which people do, by the way, then you're not kosher as a witness, but you're allowed to come to casino night where you win millions of dollars. So casino night's coming up. Rock Shabbat in January is our
18th,
own,
yeah.
and January 18th is our own choir and band. And then the beginning of February, we have Eat, Pray, Learn. And Eat, Pray, Learn is a combined service where we have dinner, we study together, we pray the service all together, all part of it. It's free to everybody. You need to let us know you're coming. And the subject is going to be, what is Jewish music anyway? So it should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Let us know you're coming to all those events. And there's more listed on the sheet, so please take it with you. We turn to Kaddish on page 598. If you are here to say Kaddish for Shiva, for someone who died during the past 7 days, please rise and say their names aloud. And if you are here for Shloshim, for someone who died in the past 30 days, please rise and say their names aloud. And if you're here to say Kaddish for Yartzeit or for any other reason, please rise and say their names aloud.
Joan Mass.
Hamakom yenachem etchem im sha'ar avlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God console you among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all the world, to which we say,
Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen.
Page 122 and 123. And there was evening and there was morning the sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished and all their array. On the seventh day God finished the work that God had been doing. And God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'vratzon hinchilanu, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי היום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת.
And we will invite you to take a baggie and take home some challah. Going with food at the moment. So. Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
No, you're correcting. I can't eat challah and sing
And
at
then
the
sing,
same
I
time. We're gonna, that's the wrong one. Oh my, sorry. I forgot what was up there. Okay, now we have Olam Chesed, please. We will together, in partnership with each other and in partnership with God, build a world of love. Olam Chesed yibaneh, yadadai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam Chesed yibaneh, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam Chesed yibaneh, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam Chesed yibaneh, yadadai, dai, yadadai, dai. I will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And you must build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai, then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai.
A story from the Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov was traveling and found lodging one night in the home of a tailor. It got dark and the Baal Shem Tov went to sleep. But hours later he heard a noise and he woke up and went downstairs. Then he saw the tailor sitting by the light of a tiny little candle and sewing clothing. And he said to the tailor, it's nighttime. Why don't you stop and rest? And the tailor said, as long as there is still light, there is time for mending. And the Baal Shem Tov said, you're right. So it is with each of our lives. As long as the light still burns, there's time for mending. May we take this Shabbat to figure out what needs to be repaired, what needs to be created in our lives, and use the light to make that creation happen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, I'll see you next week.